There's a room in Washington, D.C. that almost no one talks about. Not because it's a secret, but because it's invisible. A bureaucratic void. A place where ideas go to disappear. Inside that room, there are no windows. No clocks. Just a stack of folders stamped with the phrase that has shaped the last 75 years of technological progress. Detrimental to national security. These folders don't contain weapons. They don't contain nuclear launch codes. They contain inventions, civilian inventions, submitted by ordinary people who thought they were participating in a free society. The Invention Secrecy Act of 1951 is the quietest, most powerful gatekeeper in American history. It gives the government the authority to take any patent application and bury it indefinitely. No explanation, no appeal, no compensation. And the numbers tell the real story. By the end of fiscal year 2025, 6,543 patents were under active secrecy orders. That's not a Cold War artifact. That's a modern expanding system. And when you look at the categories flagged for review, the ones we know about from the declassified 1971 list, you see something chilling. Solar cells above 20% efficiency. Energy conversion systems above 70 to 80%. High efficiency propulsion. Advanced batteries. Wireless power. These aren't weapons. These are the technologies that would make fossil fuels obsolete. The public narrative says innovation is a free market, but the truth is simpler. Innovation is allowed. Revolution is not. Before the raids, before the lawsuits, before the mysterious deaths, there was Charles Nelson Pogue, a Canadian mechanic in the 1930s who did something Detroit insisted was impossible. He vaporized gasoline completely. Not droplets, not atomized mist, a dry, perfectly mixed gas. And when gasoline burns as a gas instead of a liquid, the efficiency skyrockets. The tests were jaw-dropping. 26.2 miles per pint. 200 miles per gallon in Ford's own testing. 218 miles per gallon reported by Canadian Automotive. These weren't fringe experiments. These were witnessed, documented, and published. And then something happened that should have been impossible. Oil stocks crashed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. A carburetor caused the market panic. Within weeks, Pogue's workshop was burglarized. His prototypes vanished. His notes disappeared. And he never built another unit again. He lived the rest of his life quietly, working in an oil filter factory, a job he reportedly received after a private meeting with oil executives. The pattern begins here. Breakthrough, panic, silence. If Pogue was the spark, Tom Ogle was the explosion. In the late 1970s, a 24-year-old mechanic in El Paso discovered something extraordinary. Engines don't need liquid gasoline at all. He bypassed the carburetor, bypassed the fuel pump. He heated the gasoline until it vaporized, then fed the vapor directly into the engine. The result was a machine Detroit swore could not exist. In 1977, journalists watched Ogle drive a 4,000-pound Ford Galaxy from Deming, New Mexico to El Paso, over 200 miles, on 2 gallons of fuel. No tricks, no hidden tanks, just physics that threatened a trillion-dollar industry. Then came the offers, millions to shelve the invention. He refused. Then came the pressure. His financial backers suddenly withdrew. The IRS appeared. The SEC appeared. His marriage collapsed. He reported being followed. He survived a shooting. He died months later from a mysterious overdose. He was 28. His prototypes vanished. His patents expired. And his name was erased from automotive history. The vapor fuel system, the one that worked, was buried with him. Stanley Meyer believed water could be fuel, not through brute force electrolysis, the kind that wastes more energy than it produces, but through resonance. Voltage, not amperage. Frequency, not force. He claimed he could split water molecules using a fraction of the energy normally required. Engineers watched his dune buggy run on water. Local news filmed it. International investors flew in. The Pentagon took interest. Then came the lawsuit, the accusations, the pressure, and then the dinner. Cracker Barrel. 2 Belgian investors. A sip of cranberry juice. Meyer runs outside, clutching his throat, collapsing in the parking lot. His last words? They poisoned me. The coroner called it an aneurysm. His brother called it murder. His lab was ransacked a week later. The dune buggy disappeared. His proprietary circuitry, the black box, was never recovered. The man who claimed to run a car on water died suddenly, violently, and conveniently. This chapter is the graveyard of zero-point pioneers. T. Henry Murray, a man who claimed to tap radiant energy from the vacuum. His device allegedly produced kilowatts with no fuel. He was shot at. His lab was ransacked. His device was smashed by a saboteur. Edwin Gray, inventor of the EMA motor, a machine that reportedly produced 7,000 watts from a 26-watt input. His lab was raided by the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. Prototypes seized, files confiscated, and he died under unclear circumstances. Floyd Sparky Sweet, creator of the vacuum triode amplifier, a device that allegedly output hundreds of thousands of watts. He was threatened, harassed. His lab was burglarized, and he died from a visit from 2 unidentified men. The FBI confiscated everything. Every one of these men touched the same forbidden frontier: energy without fuel, power without consumption, and a world without scarcity. Every one of them paid for it. In the 1950s, anti-gravity wasn't fringe. It was the next frontier. Lockheed, Bell, Lear, the US and Canadian governments. Aerospace executives openly predicted gravity control engines would replace jets. Then, silence. T. Townsend Brown's electrogravitics were classified. Entire research programs vanished into the black world. Scientists disappeared from public life. One of the most famous cases is Dr. Ning Li, a physicist who received a $400,000 DoD grant to study anti-gravity effects. Then she vanished. Some say she returned to China. Others say she was absorbed into the classified US research. Her work? Gone. Anti-gravity didn't fail. It just went dark. The part people often forget: the families. The wives who watched their husbands unravel under surveillance. The children who grew up with raided homes and missing prototypes. The parents who buried their sons. Edwin Gray's family watched federal agents destroy his life's work. Stanley Meyer's brother watched strangers steal the dune buggy days after his death. Adam Trombley's elderly mother was threatened by officials. Eugene Maloff's family endured the horror of his brutal murder. Tom Ogle's family was left with nothing, not even answers. These weren't fringe inventors. They were fathers, sons, husbands, human beings. And the cost of their discoveries was paid in blood. When you lay the stories side by side, the pattern becomes undeniable. Breakthrough, attention, pressure, discrediting, financial ruin, prototype disappearance, sudden death, silence. This isn't a conspiracy. It's a system, a reflex, a self-defense mechanism of entrenched power. Energy is the foundation of civilization. Control energy, and you control everything built on top of it. And so the system protects itself, not with a single villain, but with 1,000 small hands pushing in the same direction. There's a moment at the end of every investigation like this, where the air gets still, where the weight of everything you've heard settles into your chest, where the names Pogue, Ogle, Meyer, Moray, Gray, Sweet stop being case files and become ghosts. Not the kind that haunt you, no, the kind that push you forward. Because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Once you understand the architecture of suppression, you can't pretend it's random. And once you hear the stories of the families, the fear, the raids, the disappearances, you realize something profound. The world we live in is not the world we were supposed to have. We were supposed to have cleaner air. We were supposed to have engines that sip fuel instead of drowning in it. We were supposed to have energy that didn't poison the sky or bankrupt the poor. We were supposed to have propulsion systems that didn't burn the future to move the present. We were supposed to have more. And yet, here we are, still burning the same fuels, still fighting the same wars, and still pretending the future is impossible. But here's the part the system never understood. Suppressing an invention is easy. Suppressing curiosity? That's impossible. Every time a prototype vanished, another mind somewhere else started sketching. Every time an inventor died, another kid in another garage picked up a wrench. Every time a patent was locked away, someone else tried to reverse engineer the silence. The system can slow the future, but it cannot stop it. Because the truth is this: human beings are wired to push, to question, to build, to try again and again and again. The forbidden engines didn't die, they scattered. They fractured into 1,000 sparks, and those sparks landed in the minds of people who refused to give up. People like you, listening to this right now. People who know that the world is bigger, stranger, and more beautiful than we've ever been allowed to believe. People who understand that the future isn't something we wait for, it's something we make. And that's why this story, as horrifying as it is also a beginning. Because the truth has a half-life. It decays slowly, but it never disappears, and eventually it becomes impossible to bury. We're entering a century where information moves faster than secrecy, where ideas spread faster than suppression, and where a single video, a single blueprint, a single experiment can ignite a global movement. The forbidden engines are coming back. Not because the system allows it, no, but because the world needs it. And because the people who build the future have always been the ones who refuse to stop trying. This part is for the people who build in the shadows. For the kid who stays up too late with a soldering iron because something inside him won't let him sleep. For the woman who sketches impossible machines on her napkins during lunch break. For the engineer who knows the math says no, but his gut says try again. For the dreamers who take things apart not to break them, but to understand them. For the ones who feel like they were born in the wrong century. For the ones who feel like their world is smaller than their imagination. For the ones who feel like they're carrying a secret they can't explain. Listen to me. Do not stop. Do not slow down. Do not dim yourself to fit inside the limits someone else drew. You are the continuation of a lineage the world tried to erase. A lineage of brilliant, stubborn, impossible minds who refuse to accept that's just how it is. You are the spark they couldn't extinguish. You are the echo of every inventor who died believing the world wasn't ready. You are the proof that curiosity survives everything, even suppression. So keep going. Keep building. Keep questioning. Keep breaking the rules that were designed to keep you small. Keep chasing the ideas that scare you a little. Keep pushing the boundaries that everyone else pretends are fixed. Because the world deserves the truth. The world deserves the future. The world deserves everything that was stolen. The world deserves inventions that were buried in filing cabinets and locked behind closed doors. And you, yes, you, might be the one who brings them back. Not because you're chosen, not because you're special, but because you're curious. And curiosity is the most powerful force in the universe. So build the forbidden engines, revive the forgotten experiments, finish the work they tried to erase. From the forgotten sparks buried in classified vaults to the forbidden engines whispered through history's cracks, we are Stardust of Footnotes, reminding you that every breakthrough begins as a question, every revolution begins as a whisper, and every one of us carries a piece of the future the world tried to hide. Keep looking deeper, keep asking louder, keep building the impossible, because the universe is far stranger, far brighter, and far more beautiful than they ever wanted you to believe.